Again, at this time, I'd like to dedicate this song to my mom. See, I just can't forget singing this song every Sunday morning. Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise. For it was grace that bought my liberty. I never know just why Christ came to love me so. He looked beyond my faults and saw my need. And I shall forever lift my eyes to Calvary to view the cross where the most high place for me. Marvelous the grace of God, my falling soul. Give thanks and praise. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. Yeah, man. We do give thanks and praise. Yeah, we do give thanks and praise. Amazing grace. No, they are them probably a rest up. They are them probably just a rise up. But you don't know more time with us. Yeah, with us rock and roll all day, all night. It don't make a difference to you. Day and night, it's the same thing. Yeah, man. What is important is the rest. Yeah, when we can't get the rest, we give thanks for it. Boy, as usual, I'm on just a share the knowledge base, I share the information. I don't know if I'm going to make the live a private, because I know it kind of early in the morning, as them would say. And true, when I rest up, we might make a mess of it, But I have so much information on things, so I'm not too like keep it. It don't make no sense. And them information here, what I have from, must say, 16. I used to just gather information. When it's fresh and new, gather record until this time where we can qualify the information, when we can bring clarity. So this is for my grassroots folks, specifically the West Indians. Yes, I now classified as Caribbean, and a whole host of other labels. So I'm more for my common people, especially my people when I read and write. On that, that's a societal level. The ones that want to read and write. Yeah, man. For honor. Most of the bright ones them already have this information. Yeah. I not talk necessarily on the island. On the island I may bring them thing here forward. Ask yen kun picky but from in a Portland call themselves Granny, Nanny, Maroon. We merge with the rest of Maroons them for that's acquire a whole bunch of property all over the place. However, it's neither here or there. So we just give thanks for our basic knowledge base. I think I should bring this thing up a little bit because I tell you I need to put on my glasses. Get a lot of complaint for not using my glasses. So we say negotiable instrument, public trust, surety, offset public obligation. All obligations are government obligations. This is why the governments or anything where represent the government, meaning instrumentalities of such, are what you call obligees. And I man get exposed to this thing naturally. I can't get out of the way of it. You understand? Because this thing present itself to me in 2019. But again, because it is a learning process, whenever I approach it this way. So now the opportunity present itself again. And if I not get it correct this time, it going to present itself again and again until I get it correct. Yeah, man, I saw nature herself work. Yeah, man. So we are go as far back as 1863. We can go even a little further because we have some other information we share and we can touch upon those. We have the Labor Code, General Orders number 100 by Abraham Lincoln, the 24th April 1863, Section 2, Article 31. Listen carefully, high people. Tell us about that one might be a bit cagey, but I'm going to try my best. I'm really just have an energy and an urge to push out the information, yeah? And then I'm going to just run up on the hill. But this is a lot of information, so I'm going to say what I can do, part 1, part 2, or however. A victorious army appropriates, meaning them take away all public monies, seize all public movable properties until further direction by its foreign government, and sequesters, meaning isolate or hide away for its own benefit or that of its foreign government, all revenues, we say revenue of real property belonging to the hostile government or hostile nation. The Indian them call hostile, my people. We them I said hostile when them come here and come, invade with location and spoil with, colonize with. Now them I say we're hostile. So we're not supposed to be hostile. You understand? We're supposed to be passive. Well, we have to forgive us or excuse us for this assertive nature, this assertive spirit, this assertive energy. You have to forgive we, because we are step with truth, and our truth will bring clarity. Not all of this fancy gobbledygook. We're talking about clarity, where you can go and do your basic search and ascertain for yourselves the very information that I choose to share. It not belong to me. I get it out there in the atmosphere. So again, a victorious army appropriates all public money, seizes all public movable property until further direction by its government, and sequesters or isolate or hide away for its own benefit or that of its government all revenues of real property belonging to the hostile government or nation. The title to such real property remains in abeyance during military occupation and until the conquest is made complete. Now, people, stop for a minute. I'm going to bring up this a little bit bigger for the people and we actually can read. Just contemplate on that. Just contemplate on just that section of the Libra Code. The Libra Code. The item can pull it up for yourself. Section 2, Article 31. Just contemplate on that and then ask yourself this question. I don't want this thing to go long enough because I'm going to busy up in a little bit, but it is what it is. Ask yourself this question. Are we as a people here under military occupation? Yes or no? I would say yes. How can you prove it, Nestorian King? How can you verify it? How can you validate it? Well, it's real simple. We have a head of state with an office where a governor general sits, and the governor general is not king here. The governor general represents that head of state, which is somewhere in the British Isles location. It's not here in the Americas. Hence, because it's a military designation as head of state, where we have a governor general and not just a president, because if we're free, we would have a president. But because we are presumed enslaved, at least on paper, until you rebut it or until you choose to free yourself, then it shall be presumed that we are under military occupation. We are, technically enslaved. A case, the popular case out there, we got the Privy Council saying, if we, the sovereign in our capacity, as we ought to be, then we would need to go anywhere else, go seek now higher permission from nowhere else. I'm not going to touch upon that issue, because I have my own opinion. If any client link me personally and we can negotiate some kind of arrangement where I can be compensated, you know what I mean? Then it would be a pleasure for me approach all of what me say I go on my way, not their way, my way, which is our way, the Indian way. It's all about contract. Everything is about contract. When a man there in a prison, him going there because him agreed to go in there. I experience it. I walk that walk. When me I got GP, I can object and fight them and make them have to fight me and lock me up. You understand? But again, the moment you do not put your signature on the line, then there's no contract, my people. It's all about offer and acceptance. It's all about contract. When man is in the court, I can tell you people that it's all about contract negotiation. But I think the court underestimate probably a man like I, true we not so bright, true we not have no foreign accreditation attached to our name. So them really at least treat I inhumanely because this thing happened from me 2nd, 2023. And here we are in 2024. But only through me know say by the laws of nature, nature herself, compensation is due. And you now can break the law and say enforce some other color of law. It don't think gonna happen. It only happen if one's consent, and we now go consent to not like that. We now go ever submit to absolutely nothing like that. It's an absolute victory where I'm sitting. Because me I call these people's bluff. Specifically, I don't want to be inappropriate. So we're going to say that county clerk, D. Kelly, we are called Fiend Bluff, man. And we are making pay. And in career might be at risk because of his conduct. Because you can't mess with a man with knowledge and demonstrate. One of the things when I do when I go to the court on the Thursday before the Friday when it was actually the court date. When I went to court the Thursday, I wear short pants. Jamaica. So I had to wait outside, and this pompous guy is inside. I got through the paper. You know what I did? I gave the security, beautiful lady in Spanish Town, I gave her a copy of my indemnity agreement between me and my surety and tell her, I said, listen, tell them I want them to copy and stamp mine, date stamp it, initial it or signature it or whatever you want to do, and you keep a copy. I know fully well they will not do that. But what me do want to do, I know what I'm going to have to do is take images of it. And that's exactly what I did. So this county clerk get a lot of hints when me again. Forget the mess out the way, you little cross-dressing brethren. Get out the way and dismiss this thing and make sure I get my compensation because I don't want nothing from them. Just what is due. Now when we have it's one of a very same administrative process to uno now. I remember now when I have no interest in our commerce and on our policy, well, hey, we're gonna just arm ourselves accordingly. Yeah, man. So we know so the brethren a bluff because him not know what me know. And which part him go learn a public education them get, irrespective of what them a say. My education are elite, private, self-taught, autodidactic. You may say autodidactic. Self-taught. And through we head tough, it gonna take we all 20 years to learn where some amount of bright people learn in 2 months. Well, I like talk that way, you know. Yeah, like my like say, boy, I'm not too bright, you know. Someone I say, yeah, oh, if you say that, I mean, I say it's just a figure of speech. So I take it to, you know, literally. Yeah, view it figuratively, you know. Anyway, yeah, them supposed to think on that little first, you know, statement there. Because I want to know how them man is so bright and fierce if it just come in our place. Mash up a place and then put some laws out in front of me and say, oh, no, can't talk. That's what them basically are saying, and them are deal with it talk. Now on March 9th, 1933, I never ever touch when them say during military occupation until the conquest is made complete. That means that I'm sure them are going to totally enslave everybody. Man, that can't happen because my bloodline permeate there. And then bloodline have a rebellious nature, especially when it a come from that side there, you know. The untainted side. Very rebellious, man. We are going to rebel at everything when I say boy nature, when I say lawful, and when I correct. We're going to rebel at it, man. Alarm I go off and I'm not rest yet. But we are all a joy. So we are say on March, because I tell people say everything is prepaid. I say there's no substantive money, but people when we talk it, them not really believe. So I put information out there now where people can go do their own research and go read. Qualify this thing. Qualify. This is how we develop. On March 9, 1933, them say House Joint Resolution number 19210 by the 73rd Congress was voted into law, which is the Emergency Banking Act. Senate document number 43, Senate resolution number 62, page 9, paragraph 2, 17th April 1933. It says, the ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. This would be the United States. Individual so-called ownership is only by virtue of government. Listen carefully. I.e., meaning that is law amounting to mere user. And use must be in accordance with law. And subordinate or subjected to the necessities of the state. Emphasis added. Now, when I hear them say all of these things, I would say until you rebut that mess, because it's all a presumption until you rebut it. It's all about contract. If the government derive its authority from the people, then how can the government own anything where the people can only be user? So this is what me I try to tell people. Say, see, if we not choose to apply ourselves and have our own independent thought, then we're gonna get, carried away out there in that, corporate sea. Guys, not even commercial. Because now we have to view commerce as it is. You know what I mean? When we are use commerce or the word commerce, we are talking about the relationship between man and man. No different from trade. And it's conducive with the common law, it's conducive with natural law. So it have to be just. It have to be fair. So we're not afraid of commerce, we just not have no interest. However, now we're interested. Now we have interest. Yeah, man. So all I said them own this and own that. See there, the government I said them own everything, but a man like me is a fire burn. I rebut that. You can't play them game there with some dummy. Can't play them game there with people where choose to think autonomously. Can't try that, people. Again, sometimes I true we don't know, because if we know, we're going to make the change. Joint resolution to suspend the gold standard and abrogate the gold clause, June 5th, 1933. All of these things happen like in the space about 1 month, 2 months, 3 months in a 1933. Everything that's happened quick. Anyway, them say the House Joint Resolution 192, 73rd Congress, first session. Here, wait a second now. Joint resolution to assure uniform value to the coins and currencies of the states, whereas the holding of or dealing in gold affect the public interest and therefore subject to proper regulation and restrictions. And whereas the existing emergency has disclosed that provisions of obligations which purports to give the obligee a right to require payment in gold or particular/specific kind of coin or currency of the states, or in an amount of money of the states measured thereby, obstruct the power of the Congress to regulate the value of money of the states, and are inconsistency with the declared policy of the Congress to maintain at all times the equal power of every dollar coined, notice, not paper dollar, not dollar, coined or issued by the United States in the market and in payments of debts. Again, they are them can do their own research. I'm on just document and present this for my people, specifically the one them will not gonna be able to read these things. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled that every provision contained in or made with respect to any obligation which purports to give the obligee a right to require payment in whole or a particular specific kind of coin or currency or in an amount of money of the state measured thereby is declared to be against public policy, and no such provision contained in or made with respect to any obligation hereafter incurred. So this is when them I remove the substance and I replace it with paper. Every obligation hereafter or herefore incurred, whether or not any such provision is contained therein or made with respect thereto, shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar, in any such coin or currency, again, shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar, in any such coin or currency, which at the time is legal tender for public and private debts. I know this I go over most of my people heading, but again, may I bring it forward, we're going to get some things going on this island, and at least the people them have to, just become a bit, when them hear information like this again, at least they'll be familiar. Put it that way. Again, we say discharge dollar for tender. Okay. Shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar, in any such coin or currency which at the time is legal tender for public and private debt. Any such provisions contained in any law authorizing obligations to be issued by or under authority of the state is hereby repealed, but the repeal of any such provision shall not invalidate any other provisions or authority contained in such law. As used in the resolution, the term obligation means an obligation including every obligation of the state except in currency, payable in money of the state, and the term coin or currency, means coin or currency of the state, including Federal Reserve notes and circulating notes of Federal Reserve banks and National Banks Association. Now, I know some people on the island I say, well, all them things you have to do with we, and that sound like a foreign thing. The moment you have a central bank, your money on yours, you negotiable instrument on yours. Those Federal Reserve notes are come from IMF. It are come out of the US and out of the foreign people and area. That's their arena. That's why it's called finance. So there's no real money, but they won't tell you these things. You understand? Just like if the artist ever link and we arrange something, I can show, you know what I mean? It's like me energy, I say, yeah, nobody Ray, but me I say. We have to start the things differently, not as a slave, but as principal. Yeah, man. And the man, well, because it's contract, there's ways of getting around a host of things. But again, this is why we have to exercise discipline and say, boy, we adhere to the moral laws, and we adhere to upfulness, righteousness, goodness, what is whole, what is true, what is positive, what is clean. And them things that we kind of adhere and uphold. But we do understand, say, there is the opposite of all of those things. So our we choose for nurture, you know what I mean? And hopefully we are nurture the good so the good can manifest, the good can grow. Now we say section 2, the last sentence of paragraph 1 of subsection B of section 43 of the Act entitled An Act to relieve the existing national economic emergency. Jamaica, when I hear that, I remember, the US dollar or the world currency, a hit of the standard. If you're going to purchase oil or this and that, you have to buy the US dollar from your little Mickey Mouse currency. So don't ignore them information and think of foreign things. They're all connected. They're all obligees. They're all oppressors out there. And what them I try read is our birthright, our hereditament, our inheritance. And it's all tied up in our surety. What the birth certificate represents. It's a sophisticated financial instrument. Boy, I'm excited when we get the clarity. And that's why I'm not just come and act like it's a school or a classroom. No. When we are share in such a way where we are giving you the opportunity to qualify the information. Yeah, man, not just hate the messenger. You get me? Hate the message, man. Simple. The messenger angle bring the message. All you have to do is qualify so you can dismiss it. Or you can, acknowledge it. There is no real money out there. However, when we say it that way, it's really sound, crazy for the common folks when I really have the information. So we have to take time, grass feed them, Nothing wrong with that. So they must say, boy, existing national economic emergency by increasing agricultural purchasing power to raise revenue for extraordinary expenses incurred by reason of such emergency, to provide emergency relief with respect to agricultural indebtedness. Now, what's the agriculture, my people? Because agriculture now operate on its own. It needs farmers or laborers to provide for the orderly liquidation of joint stock land bank. You hear that? And for other purposes. Approved May 12, 1933. So you see, May 12 sitting now going. See? June 5th sitting now going. March 9th, 1933, all of these activities, my island people, or the mainland people, and know all of these things already. Now, it has said all coins and currencies of the state, including Federal Reserve note and circulating note of Federal Reserve banks and National Bank in association, hereunto and hereafter coined or issued shall be legal tender for all debts for public and private, public charges, taxes, duties, and dues except gold coin when below the standard weight and limit of tolerance provided by law for the single piece shall be legal tender only at valuation in proportion to their actual weight. Public law. And as we go down, them I say, this is April 5th now, again 1933. Executive order, the 5th of April 1933, took the gold out of circulation, creating credits on the credit side of the state government's ledger, while Public Law 7310, Chapter 48, Stat 112, at Title 12, USC 41 of the 5th of June 1933, creating the exemption on the debit side of the state government's ledger, is issued to balance the exchange, to recredit the people, and it is our insurance policy or surety bond to starve off execution of law, execution being done, completed, which allow it to pass over us for our benefit. Yes, now it's on June 5th, 1933, the Congress abrogated the gold standard in HJR 192, which formally required that obligation of the state would be exchanged by the Department of the Treasury by gold or silver coins of the same denomination and replace it with the current standard, which provides that obligations shall be discharged upon payment dollar for dollar in any coin or currency, which at the time of payment is legal tender for public and private debts. Them thing are basically repetition for most of the people and where we out there in advance. But again, we have to catalog these things for the Indian them. So we can't just run in on some new thing where, are really for slave. Everything what I see out there now are a slave conduct, slave operation. Yeah, them not teach you how to, carry and conduct yourself as a free man and woman of the earth. Number two says the law which affirm as constitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court, Norman versus Baltimore, effectively permit U.S. currency to float with the exchange rate of other nations because the currency is valued whatever someone is willing to pay for it, either in other currencies or in goods or service. All right, people, we're going to just hang in there. Public Law 7310 remove the people's liability to make all payments by making a contract null if it required the payment to be in substance or debt. Federal Reserve note those negotiable instruments are debt instruments because the people did not have any money to pay with. All that must be done now is to discharge the liabilities. Pay and discharge are similar words, but the principles are different. The word pay is equated with gold or silver or something of substance, like a firstborn lamb, which requires tangible work to be invested in it to remove the liability because an execution must occur. Don't think of killing when you hear execution. We are talking legal terms. The word discharge, matter of fact, one of the things I like when we think of make and look for carry out, look upon some of them definition here. Execution now, noun, the carrying out or putting into effect of a plan, order, or course of action. So that is what execution is. From my island of man here, execution, a man I say, what? Head a chop off on these things. So this is how we have to broaden our horizon. You understand? Expand our mind. Again, expand our mind. Yeah. Our thinking capacity. Yeah, you have to get it. You know? Like a elastic. Yeah, so you have to, expand your meditation, people. And step by step. So I would say the word discharge is equated with paper, or even more basic, simple credit and debit that exists on paper only. Again, to pay. This is why I say when people are talk about them are buy this and them are pay this, there's no such thing. You only can purchase stuff that have a different, it denotes something different from, pay. You understand? Yeah, you can't, well, not pay but buy. So when you say we are conduct business out there, we really are purchase this and I purchase that, because through no substance, no dead. And when them want you for pay, no substance, no dead for pay with. Yeah, man. So this is why when like Digicel send me a bill, and the bill where Digicel send me, them have to provide. Them have to provide a way for me to make my payment outside of the Federal Reserve note. And going forward, this is how I'm going to approach it naturally, only because I have the clarity. Can't do it without the clarity. Can't follow no YouTuber. Can't follow the next man, and we can't allow nobody to do it for you. Because when you reclaim your birthright, when you reclaim your hereditament, when you reclaim your inheritance, there is no attorney that can aid you. And this is what I'm doing here. This is why we say, we are using a machine and chop out the way. But there's a lot of information, people. So the people them wanna like the read and write and phonics, salute, long time, salute. When I like the read and write and I don't know how to, them are gonna have a lot of issues. This is why I tell one, so for going to them school to learn these things. Just basic application, self-application. And if it take 10 years, then at 10 years it's gonna take. Like all me, it probably take another 100 years, but that's where it's gonna take. Because for a man such as I learning a cease. But this is a much higher level than, when me I show the eye them, even the artists can come out of in place and could have been come out in place with them kind of knowledge. The stipulation is that you have to follow the golden rules going forward. Because the moment you move outside of the golden rules, then you have to forfeit your very life. You're not going to just forget no lock up. You're going to have to forfeit your life. Yeah, man. The golden rule said do no harm, do no wrong. So the moment you do wrong, so you're outside of what we are dealing with. Yeah, man. Now I forgot to wrap it up, I can touch upon that part, You cannot pay a bill with a bill, and you cannot pay a debt with a debt, and you cannot pay a debt with notes. You need a surety bond to pay a bill. Well, I mean, as a surety bond, but you need a bond to pay a bill. That's what public policy does. The best we can do, if we have a debt or a debt exists, is to write it off. But that can only happen if we give the property back to the original owner. When I'm saying that way, is more acceptance and offer. They are always offering, and all we have to do is accept it. Simon said money and things are not needed under the commercial system, where interest in things like real estate, bank accounts, and bodies serve as consideration. Again, money and things are not needed under this commercial system, where interest in things like real estate, bank account, surety account, because the surety is a bank. It's a bank account. It's your bank account. This is why I say, boy, I'm wealthy beyond my wildest dreams. This is why I have to, claim my birthright, my hereditament, my inheritance without fear. It's mine. It don't belong to no political entity or its agents. They are my public trustees, my public servants. And I'm not being, arrogant. This is law. This is why them not make no know nothing about the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom, because as it amended, that is the Constitution, the one that was amended 2011. This is why I said these Mickey Mouse run and said them change the Road Traffic Act and remove Chapter 2 and Chapter 4, Part 2 and Part 4. Just totally throw it away. Only dumb people do stuff like that, because there is no way you're going to get away with anything like that. You can't abrogate. You don't have no authority to do that. Because the very Constitution says Parliament shall take no actions, and no organ of the state Parliament shall make no law, and no organ of the state shall take no action to abrogate, abridge, or infringe upon the people's fundamental rights and freedoms, which are secured and guaranteed by the common law of the land. Not on a foreign cross-dressing laws and a colorful rainbow laws. None of those things. Common law. Now, we say acceptance for value is based on contract law. Now, when we talk about this, some little man will say, listen, do your own research. It's right there. If you think there is a presumption of a pre-existing contract through which you are presumed to be a debtor that has supposedly pledged property and your liberty as security for some presumed value given by the state, it might be very important for you to negotiate some better terms in a counter offer. Now, when I ram for write on paper, so I always renegotiate terms and conditions of contract out there, and I ram for renounce it, renege, cancel and terminate any contract when conducive to me or where the terms not in my favor. And there's no way me are going on a kind of contract where all I'm gonna tell me if you do is sign, I'm not even read it, and I can't really negotiate shit. Contract mean meeting of the minds. So now one-sided contract can't exist. This is why me and my surety have an indemnity agreement that is recorded, not registered like most. It's recorded, and all I do is just sit easy and I wait on these presumably learned people, presumably bright people. So I can decimate them easily. Yeah. Because certified, a certificate of fact from the county recorder's office, which is where the public record is the highest evidence form. The court can't rebut it. No attorney can't come talk in front of me. This is why Mr. David Kelly is a little show-off guy. We think him special. But when you go a GP and think you're special, then put you in that area, that special area, where them put the special people in. And D. Kelly seemed to be a special person. Yeah, and I ram for clap at them, especially when them is out of order. Now, let me say, if you think there is a presumption of a pre-existing contract through which you are presumed to be a debtor that has supposedly pledged property and your liberty as security for some presumed value given by the state, it might be very important for you to renegotiate those terms to those contracts so you can present a counter offer if the issuer or the obligee of the instrument for value does not counter your counter offer, you're in a much better position. Remember, I'm telling you, it's all about contract. And the state always make an offer. They can only make offer because you are the principal. You are the source. You are the energy, the commercial energy in any contract. I, as the living man, I, as the principal, once you become cognizant of that truth, then you put it on paper and make it become certificate of fact. You understand? Remember, I know the judge is just a referee. I don't mind entertain them once them have respect. But the judge is always beneath a man such as I. Always. When she sit up on her high chair, you disqualify the court. Because a court is always a level playing field. That means when me I go to court with Uno, we have to have a big table with some chair and everybody sit down around the chair where I don't have to look up under you, madam. I can look straight into your eyes and you can look straight into my eyes. And this is what a court is. Level playing field. Not that foreign vessel in dry dock that you guys are operating. Again, foreign vessel in dry dock. If you have a record of a valid contract that contains terms in your favor and can be enforced in commerce, you have remedies. That's why I'm like to record things, people. If you don't, the state may be entitled to enforce a different agreement. Always I try contract with you. Even if you have an agreement advantageous to you, your actions may imply a waiver and your consent to abide by a less advantageous agreement. So, in other words, you might have a document say, I may not consent, but your actions, because them say jump, yeah, jump. Them say, fly, yeah, fly. Them say come, yeah, come. Then that may give them, them say, implied consent. Or you waive because you act. But this is what I say. Contract is always meeting of the mind. And your signature is an asset. Should I repeat that? Your signature or your autograph is an asset. And your surety is the person that is operating in the public. Only the surety can operate in the public, but the surety is a fiction. It's a dead entity. It needs an agent to direct and, as you would say, function from an office. This is why when them give me the notice of recognizance, I may have to start research what all of this mess is. The moment me discover say I'm the grantor, the principal, you know what I mean? Because it's only my signature is there. You understand? So them have us a fight against ourselves technically. Only because of our lack of knowledge, my people. So, we are break it down from, said, a grass root perspective, our perspective. Yeah, man. Not really everybody out there. But at the same information, and then through where they're on the island, it's a little bit different from where them have a go on the mainland. But it's the same, at the same agencies, you understand, at the same governmental entities, at the same instrumentalities. And next thing, when the island people I work for some monkey money and minimum wage, it break my heart because them fear get the same kind of money where the US are push out, or the equivalent, but because them have a political entity where them delegate authority to and I ask for the business for them, and these people are men and women where come from some Spanish Town area, some Bacawal area, some places where them know what suffering is, but them not care. It's like when them just sign a deal with the devil and them just not care no more. The only time them look to the poor and the needy is for give them, say instruments of destruction to destroy themselves so we can genocide ourselves. This is why the only time man fear look for destroy our next man is in preservation of his existence. Outside of that, a man can find some excuse for not have to destroy a man. But show them spoil our place. Yeah, man, them spoil with my people. Believe it when me I tell you. Anyway, it look like we are going for the journey, we are going to ride out, If you don't, all right, let me go back from number 3. If you have a record of a valid contract that contains terms in your favor and can be enforced in commerce, you have remedies. Again, if you have a record of a valid contract that contains terms in your favor and can be enforced in commerce, you have remedies. And remember, we talk about tacit procuration or acquiescence, tacit acquiescence. So when you serve these people correctly and them ignore you, that's fine. If you don't, the state, okay, we got through this already. Now, the state may be entitled to enforce a different agreement, even if you have an agreement advantageous to you. Your actions may imply a waiver, and your consent to abide by a less advantageous agreement. Boy, I need to take a rest but it's too late. Accept, to receive with approval or satisfaction, to receive with intent, to retain. And you'll find a breakdown here in a Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Acceptance, an agreement either by express act or by implication from conduct to terms of an offer so that a binding contract is formed. People, it's all about contract. We just, we're going to learn these things. And not for us, for the children who are come after us. But we have to prepare ourselves so we can lay the foundation for these children. We can't have them depend upon the foreign curriculum. them foreign learning institutions. We can't do that. As Indian, we not intend for play that slave role as Indian. And don't talk to me about no tax. It not apply to Indian. Period. What my people I got learn, A, if an acceptance modify the terms or add new ones, it generally operates as a counter offer, no different from a counter claim. Acceptance 2, the taking and receiving of anything in good part, and as if it were a tacit agreement. Remember, whether you want shout it out loud, once you ignore certain acts, then we consider a tacit agreement to a preceding act which might have been defeated or avoided if such acceptance had not been made. So you have to watch where you accept. Now it's a naked acceptance waives remedies that are available by waiving defects in the instruments agreement that is being offered and accepted. So if you just accept something, you're gonna have rights, but through you don't know you have rights and you just accept it nakedly, put on a clothes upon the acceptance, then you're gonna waive your remedies by waiving the defects in the instrument. You know what I mean? And when I say instrument, just know instrument is synonymous with agreement, my people. Them thing here are the seed we are plant. I'm gonna probably have to go over these things again and again and again. Eventually, look more from this when I run up and down, I have to sit down in our classroom and teach. Right at Greenwich Farm, right which part the whole lady school there, which part we have a school. We look at basic school, I man go on top. Yeah, man, and have some class for some night people. Some people, when them come off of work, them come take all a 1 hour, 2 hour and learn something different. At them way there. But again, future. When we stop run up and down, Anyway, people, should I wrap it up now? Because we have some whole heap of information here. We're sweet, people, but sure. I like that's give away everything. You understand? Yeah, man. Because them thing are public information. You find them thing in the law books, them on certain law location. You know what I mean? But I man like for, bring it forward our way. Yeah, man. Corporations pay or discharge with debt instrument. The people, Indian, pay or discharge with asset instruments. Like your surety is an asset instrument. Your signature is an asset instrument. And this is from our perspective. And we have a lot of bright people. If we make a mess of it, we know them we know. Yeah, then would definitely make all a man like I know. But again, do the research. What we need to do is become familiarized with these things. And digital, yeah, my target. Dead me attack. Me don't even want to use not small caliber. Me I make sure come out with a cannon. Because when I clap you, the whole of downtown shake. Yeah, man. Digital, I'm coming at you, man. Yeah, man. You take too much money from me when, hey, I can't say nothing. Yeah, when me, apply my process, that's when me can really talk. So really and truly, it's unfair if you say anything at all. Step by step, people. Step by step. I'm going to call this, yeah, man. It's an hour in. Yeah, man. I'm not going to go no more, man. So we have to kind of regulate ourselves out here. I remember when I monetize, and it's just a handful of people really, I can really hang out around here. Most of the ones them no bother come through, again, when I'm a fanciness and them say me is a man, go on with myself. And how much more is still in us, so make we see what we can do. Number one, bail notice. Right. Pay by check or money order. Do not send cash. Why is that, my people? Why the master? Don't send you a little dirty Federal Reserve note. By check, because your signature, which is the asset, will be on the check. Yours, your personal, because them have to access your private. You understand? Or by money order. The postal money order represent gold. That's the only thing we represent gold is a postal money order or the adhesive stamp, $1 stamp, US, not Jamaican $1. Jamaica currency are fake. Jamaica peg them currency from the US. I'm gonna look up them term there. And next time, I'm gonna share them information. Like, I have it, I have it, man. When I just sit down and I play twiddle tongue. You understand? We are talk about freedom. And that's how we think that. So we can sit down and twiddle with tongue like, entertainment and entertainment only. Yeah, we have a time when we give ourselves trouble and talk a lot of trash and talk a lot of mess. But within all of that, check the information. Check the information. You have to say salute to Nantucket. Salute to the people of Nantucket. Salute to my good brother out there in Nantucket, Joel Jaguasi. Salute to him beautiful princess out there, Shiloh. And salute to him beautiful first lady, him wife. Because we say common law. We don't want a government come intermingle in our affairs. So salute to him beautiful wife, Sabrina. Always love, respect, and honor out there. Yeah, man. And salute all me here. Yeah, ask about I out there. So we have to say complete. Respect with power with herbalists. And there's a lot of other people where we can shout out. But again, it's not about that. It's about the information where we are share. Because when we share it, we are place it in our people. So when I come across it again and I can familiarize on yourself and say, oh, I that the sovereign man did that. Okay, I that it okay. But him say it okay, all right. Just like that. It now gonna be strange. Like how it's strange to wanna know. Step-by-step process, my people. Now it's a pursuant to Public Law 7310. We have some different information because I have a document where I have play. I have a document where I use to pay my bill. So it have a little bit different. This is more the older set of information, Pursuant to Public Law 7310, the government/obligee must provide means of payment. You hear that? Therefore, if you didn't get a check with your demand for payment, their order for money needs to be returned as they fail to give you the appropriated cost for production. This is why I say, I'm not just talk. Never have to demonstrate these things. This is why I talk in public, so digital you can't get out of that way, yeah. Just like how me can't get out of the way of targeting you and taking dead aim of you in my crosshair. Yeah, man. And again, I make sure I come with a cannon where, them I go call it overkill. Cause me I tell you, brethren, when me I clap it on you, big nasty conglomerate, the whole of downtown a shake. You hear me? The whole of downtown I got just lift up off of the ground and then drop back down. Shake it up, man. Hurt quick. Yeah, man. We've done it before. We'll do it again. But we are predict it this time. Earthquake down at that, man. Shake up the building, then make bossy come back. Come run it, Get Thomas back in downtown area. Make we get some law and order. Cause what go on down there. Too much bad behavior. All that needs to be, you know what? Let me slow it down in a car. Tell us it kind of late. I might have to make this thing a private, Number 3, what public law did? Public law 7310, that are the public policy, was remove the liability of an obligor, someone obligated to pay a debt. So we are always the obligor, them say, and them are the obligee. And there is the obligation, which are state obligation, government obligation. But what I never teach is how, to function out here. Them just have we are operate like robots, slaves that we are. I'm no exception. That's why me chant freedom, freedom, Indian, freedom. Me not care who no want free no higher. Me can't talk for no guy no higher. You understand? I'm not look to no leader in the higher. My leader, I just look in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, I look for my God. I look for my leader. I look for my king. Yeah, man. This is what I try to share with my people all the way. A leader, why is that? Because we are all principals. We just have to learn how to function from our office so we can reclaim our birthright, our hereditament, our inheritance. Yeah, man. And we now can do that with an attorney, because the attorney doesn't know what me talk about. Dave D. Kelly, clueless. D. Kelly is just a paper pusher. Yeah, man. And if him continue pushing the wrong set of paper, like underwriting the principal's bond, which is a registered security instrument, then him a perpetrate international fraud. I don't think no other Jamaican can present anything like what me I bring forward. Them I forgot through some different thing. Talk about some different thing. I'm like for interject, so the bus them is uninsured out there on the road. So I want to know how my public trustee judge madam asked me about insurance. That was so funny in the court, people. It's only true. May I exercise some decorum, may I exercise some grace, may I exercise the courteousness. Excuse me. Some now, But it was funny. Cause madam I got ask me, everybody have to participate. So what about the insurance? The insurance, I'm like, insurance, madam. This is my surety right here. I'm actually going to court with my surety, just in case there's any, because I'm love to give a psychological evaluation, even though that not going to work on a man like me anymore. But just in case them I try anything, me have my surety to stand in my shoes and protect and secure me. That is where your knowledge do. Because if me did have that knowledge, yeah, Honorable Chester Crooks couldn't order me a psychological evaluation and me not take him career. Literally take him career. Irrespective of what he would have chose for the after. Because me are telling you, you know, I think the most potent and powerful and effective tool against these people is the very same commercial lean what them I use out there. The problem with us is we just get the clarity, or somebody just share the clarity in a grassroots way where we can take time, pick at and try to learn from. We don't have nobody else around here do it. Irrespective of the university where them say them a go. This is why me always say no attorney can stand up in front of me. Attorney in a first hand knowledge. If you ever open your mouth, me lick out your teeth. Don't open your mouth in my court. You get me? Cause all the way you say I go on. I'll know me not enter a court yet. And I take pleasure when them are all and pull me. Cause one thing me know with time. When people talk this and that about time, I know time is the master. Because time reveal all immoral acts and conduct. Yeah, man. Time reveal all fraudulent activity. Time reveal all wrongs easily. So I know I can't lose. It's an absolute victory. And listener, I probably end up I get a few body count because these people don't know when to stop. Them can't take a hint. Yeah. I could probably pull a few careers with me. I could probably draw upon some of them old cases because there's a lot of inconsistencies here. And somebody have to challenge the system so the system can at least make an effort to correct itself. Yeah, man. Offer and acceptance. And you can't coerce a man to contract. You get me? Contract issued under threat, duress, and coercion is void ab initio from its establishment. So we have to always share the elements what constitute a contract. Me and you never sit down and have a discussion. Where's the contract, sodomite? You know what I mean? Where you presume around here. We're going to call your bluff. And we're going to make you have to pay. And we're going to secure your surety. Yeah, man. Now your little Mickey Mouse sissy bun where you have your surety, whether in the county recorder here or there, so. Just like when my one there. Your birth certificate, your birth registration form, your birth trust, your public trust surety. But now I go have a problem and lean on that thing. Just like how you know, try lean on my thing. The problem is we give thanks for the basic knowledge. But we keep, so at least we can fight. Yeah, no, run over thing. We can fight. Why people? The brave may fall but never yield. Believe it. Like you what them are set out there. All need to be done now is to discharge the debt with an appropriate credit dollar for dollar or exchange the bill for the bond or the past liability for the future liability. As we go along, we're going to break down some of them reasons here, you know. Thus, passing over the present liability of the note. The note is a promise to deliver the offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance. Accord and satisfaction. Very same thing, different terms or name. Accord and satisfaction. Offer and acceptance. The one problem commercial society has is there is no money to even credit the account with, and because of that, we, the creators of the commercial products, are the credit that the commercial society needs to adjust or balance their ledger. I hope my people I get it. Well, if I not get it now, I get it later. I'm on now gonna stop bring some of them kind of information. Yeah. 7. They need or acknowledgement of having received the charge for them from them, so they are able to discharge their fiduciary duty or their trustee duty or their obligee duty, just like electrical currency. Otherwise, they have an aging account receivable that they cannot close without or endorsement or endorsement, depending on which document you look at, as to the benefits that were provided. So listen, when you hear me say the government send you a letter, the government send you a paper, the government send you anything at all, it's a presentment. Commerce we are talking about now, you know. Yeah, it's a presentment, because we have the uniform commercial code definition in the document here to same way, but we're not going to as we go along, you know. So once they make a presentment, they need you to acknowledge the fact that you received that presentment. You understand? Whether it's a charge or a tax or a bill or a due or whatever it is. And then all you have to do, because there is no money substantive. The money we only have a use right now, it's a negotiable instrument. It's actually a debt instrument. But I think when them say the birth certificate are debt, and I think that document represent asset. And I think when them need your endorsement, your signature is asset. But now hold me to it, you know. I remember, you know, I'm on self-taught. I still have to research, I still have to qualify, I still have to balance these, you know what I mean, information I may bring forward. This is why I say don't just take my word for it, people, but when I mind I show no. So you can go look and want to run in it again and I say, okay, I'm not crazy. It's as the operator or obligee, they need to charge us so we can ground or charge back or charge return the account, thus paying the tax or the charge. That must be discharged dollar for dollar, and acknowledgement must be given. The moment that exists, it must be written off. We have to take on the charge to allow the discharge, to allow them, the fiduciary, to discharge the account, because we not have it in our possession. And when we give them acknowledgement by our acceptance, then they can now zero the account by grounding the chargeback to where it came from and clean up their delinquently held open books of accounts. So you say, basically what I must say, you have to participate. You have to participate. You have to do something. You have to do something. Because if them send you a thing and you don't respond, it's called acquiescence. Whatever they must say, you agree to it, whether you know it or not. But once you have a little knowledge, you can renegotiate and it can go back and forth until, you know what I mean, it's squashed or resolved. So it's all about contract. When we go in a court, there's no real court, there's no, them not deal with law, them a deal with corporate process, not legal process. Them I deal with corporate process. It's all about contract dispute. This is why you don't necessarily for pre the money or the things. You have to pre the interest. This is why I say I have a non-interest bearing bank account. What that mean? That means that the government not have nothing to do with my little nothing at all bank account. You understand? Because it's not a saving account where them have interest in. It's just like my Probox private automobile. It's unregistered. So the moment it's unregistered, then the state cannot claim absolutely no interest. Period. None. And this is what I tell the judge in the court. I said, Madam, you can't go past the registration and I talk about insurance, because the registration is the route. You can't left the route and go way out upon the leaf and even there at the branch. So if I'm unregistered, that means that you don't have no authority, you don't have no jurisdiction, you don't have no control. And when a police operate unconstitutionally, then he's an outlaw in office. Once it's outside the Constitution, it's outside of law. But the only law where we can recognize is the law where is in place to keep you, political entity, in check. The laws, which are common law, that are in place to restrict your conduct. This is why I want to try to abrogate these laws and implement on codes, rules, regulations, legal standards. But again, because our people not really up there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, man. Now, number 9 said debt must be discharged dollar for dollar and an acknowledgement must be given. The moment a debt exists, it must be written off. We touched upon them there already. Now, I say our dilemma is that we cannot write off or charge off the debt because we are not in possession of the account in deficit or indebtedness or fiduciary agent or trustee or public servant. This agent is in possession of the account. Fidei commissary or fidelity or that bank. So this is where the county clerk underwrite Dave Kelly, and him underwrite or him work for the Fidelity Company on behalf of Fidelity Company. That's what I should say. Him probably don't even know these things. Because the whole of them have to learning. Right now, I send Spanish Town right back to school. Spanish Town, Courthouse, and them people right back to school. And I'm quite sure the Kingston people, them are, I have a blast. Yeah, the Kingston judicial people and supposed to be having a blast because them I said them don't want it enough for them area. However, are the very same people then. But I have to salute madam, because at least she make an effort to be civil. Well, you force them to when them realize this man I can't really get we in a trouble. Now watch how him talk and how him go on. Him love read and write, and him write and I put paper in some location where we're not sure. The public record are the highest evidence form, and when I place it on that, I have to come try rebut it, which is an impossibility. Why is that? Notice my seal. It's called a closed seal. You notice the seal that you people use? It's called a corporate, not a commercial. A corporate seal. Yeah, man, them things make differences, but you don't know what to teach, so to learn and we develop. I want to do the right thing until we run in a proper commercial lane where surprise somebody. Yeah, man. But again, we're not there for bring the earth or arm. So we said the fiduciary agent is in possession of the account, so we must provide them with the tax return or the charge return by the return of the original offer or the original presentment, so the fiduciary can discharge the liability through their internal revenue service or Jamaica tax administration. I have to do Jamaica thing. I don't look on Jamaican tax mess. Me have a document for deal with them and them taxes, but show them now come come knock on my gate and say nothing. Or nobody not really build no house for my property yet. Me not have a problem on a birth certificate. Your birth certificate against my birth certificate. Unless demonstrate your knowledge. Because if I'm a principal and you're a principal, then we can really go at it. But if I'm a principal and you don't know what me I talk about, you're just that surety, then you're in trouble. And again, public notice. This is the practice of good faith. Public notice. But these guys, them work with unclean hands, bad faith. Got them know what them a do. This is why it means a man are going to embarrass them with just the accurate information, not just correct anymore, accurate information. Yeah. We number 12 so we do not need to make payments that are acceptable by our fiduciaries. In other words, when Digicel send me a bill and me send them a negotiable instrument accepting for value, approved, then when them choose to ignore or do, outside of what me I deal with, then that's when we can really, I guess, learn. Because I'm quite sure how me I choose to function, it's unheard of here on the island. Yeah, now Marcus Garvey never come do it, now Bob Marley never come do it, and I'm none of those guys. Me not great like them guy there, me not popular like them guy there. You understand? This is why we say, boy, nature have a way for use a simple man, the humble man, and the base, some of these divas where you got out there. Some of these bureaucrats where you got out there. Yeah, man. So it's we do not need to make payments that are acceptable by our trustees or our fiduciary or the obligee, which would entail or infer that we made the offer. We should only make the acceptance and return their offer as payment. That's it. The obligee or the state or the government made an offer by their presentment. We did not. We should only return because it is the paper that is the collateral itself, not the property described under public policy. The tangible property merely goes along with the owner of the paper because substance or execution of a commodity cannot be used as a method of payment in public policy. Number 14, most feel that when the money, gold and silver, was taken out of society, the people became slaves. This is not true. The people were freed from every obligation that society could create, thus freeing the people from any obligation which they may incur simply because we cannot pay a debt. It's to ask yourself the question, what are they charging me with? And how do you expect me to pay? There is no substantive money to make the payment with. And on top of that, if I were to pay, who is paying me to pay that guy? And who is paying that guy, etc. Remember, no substantive money, not in existence. It's all debt paper, private debt paper. Public policy is the supersede or the supplant bond because it limits our liability to pay. It is a more perfect contract because it operates on mercy and grace, good faith, honesty or sincerity of intention to pay our debts after we have done all we can do. The obligor, which is us, fulfill and satisfies an obligation by the acceptance and the tax returned or the presentment returned. Mercy and grace kick in, being our exemption to make the payment consideration. Public Law 73 creates our exemption in the commercial society so long as we accept the charges or the tax, but not a naked acceptance, never a naked acceptance. The registration form certification of vital record is a bond instrument in possession of the named holder in due course that can be used as payment or transmitting utility to offset a debt or discharge a charge. Corporations send us a presentment in the form of a documentary draft with a check attached, requiring an acceptance, endorsement, and return for their commercial, bookkeeping, or accounting. So, me know Digicel send me a check with a so-called statement there because the statement what them send is not a true bill. It's a statement and the document itself says so. So when them accountant way to continually be illiterate, low IQ, and not too bright, then we're gonna try to apply ourselves, to at least make an effort. Yeah, to make them think a different way about us. Demonstrate our knowledge out there. Yeah, man. Indian paradigm. And again, we say our Indian nation in America. A sanctuary of peace and sovereign integrity founded upon the universal laws of nature. Nature herself. Mother Nature herself. So we do give thanks and praise. Again, salute Nantucket Island. Truly. Salute Nantucket. Yeah, man. Powerful location, And salute to the people of such. The Indian of Nantucket. And by extension, to all ones straight across the earth. Salute to the Indian people. We are say Indian paradigm, boy. I should have run when it dark. Right now, it's soon 6. Still we get, well, now I got pressure. I'm still we get in a nice run if it's even my son not running idea. But yes, people, again, give thanks for the time, because when we get for share the basic information, it's always a joy. Now beat that Sanchez, that amazing grace, yeah, you know. And we'll wrap it up. I can't believe 1 hour 39 minutes. Me, I'm a coffee apart, people. Shall always be my song of praise. For it was grace that on my liberty. I never know just one thing, love I saw. He looked beyond what I told my and found my need. I shall forever lift my hands to Calvary to view the cross where the Most High's place for me to see. Big Tony out. Now I'm gonna share a book when them must tell you, you know, which part Calvary there inside of your cranium. Cause a lot of what people trivialize and attack literally then of different meaning. Yeah, man. So you have to know about your power center within your body. You have to know how to, you know, become in tune with nature and your power center. Now we have some little religious fanatic who talks about this is demonic and that is demonic. And them can't say them demonic pagan practice. This is why I'm like the self-introspection, you know? Yeah, man. The Buddhist chant, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. All that I say is, you know, we are focus or pay attention or be cognizant of cause and consequence. The law of compensation. Yeah, man. So, step by step, people. Again, the brave may fall, but never yield. And we say bold and brave, firm and strong. Give thanks again, free people. Give thanks. And where I go on, you know, me have to beat my tune then, you know. And what you say? You did? I know nothing about your lady. Nothing. No, I left for no without me, I left for no with something, man. Mad. Must be mad. Yeah, yeah. You're dropped up.
I'm illegal, real bad. Two clip anyway you see God. Drop it on
Same way, yo.
anything that seems up. Anyway we get your fire scream. Because I'm illegal.